What's up, Internet World? We're the News 19 Nerds. I'm Leroy.
I'm Michael.
So we're here to talk about episode 4 of The Outsider.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a spooky show.
Yeah, it's a slow show is what it is.
I like it, though.
This is, man, I thought Watchmen moved at a slow pace. This show is moving.
You thought
at a slow-
Watchmen was slow?
I mean, I was...
I didn't think so. I didn't think Watchmen was slow. This is slow, I'll give you that.
I was just like, I was waiting for stuff to happen a little bit quicker, had questions. Or maybe there were just so many questions I was getting from Watchmen. I don't know, but this one is just, whew. Because this episode, I mean, it advanced the plot a little bit, but it really was...
Really? See, to me, this is the episode I thought episode 3 should have been. To me, this was like... So when we did episode 3, Dark Uncle. We did episode 3 last week.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this should have been episode 3. This one was... this leaned into the supernatural for me.
Yeah, yeah.
This episode, for me, I was like, I need to watch Schindler's List. I need to see something happy. This is just terrible.
Wait, what is this? Sir.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I was like...
All right.
I need to see, like, that's how, to me, that's how dark this was. I was like, let's watch Saving Private Ryan. Just
okay.
That's how dark, like, and it wasn't like it was violent in this. That's what I'm saying. It was just that overall sense of dread and just,
Yeah.
oh my, like, you what? What do you do? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted the last episode to be.
Okay.
So this to me was like, this was the O episode for me, because I was just, that whole time you feel like something's behind you.
Yeah. I think we had a lot of, as much as I say it was slow, we did get some questions answered to stuff that we both kind of thought what was going on. We're kind of like, oh, we're getting some questions about maybe how the entity or the presence works, how it feeds, that kind of stuff, which was cool.
Or what it feeds on. Like,
yeah.
It really was and I said this in the last one, I really, like, this is going to be a hard watch for some people because it deals with child abduction, it deals with the supernatural, it deals with very graphic details of how children have been murdered, and the sense of dread and overall pain and sadness death brings to a family that is dealing with tragedy.
Overall, I mean, the show continues to be good, even if it is slow. I still enjoy all the performances by everybody in it, especially Cynthia Erivo and
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ralph. Yes, Ben Mendelsohn. They continue to carry the show for me. I want to see them in more scenes together. Just because I want to see those actors kind of work off each other more. They did a lot of that in the 3rd episode, which is really cool. I'd like to see more of that going forward.
Well, that's because they just met. So, of course, you got to see that.
Yeah.
So now they're both doing their own investigation. So this is, I think you'll see that. I think we're going to get another I think we're going to get that where they are finished their investigations. They both sit down and they have these notes and they're like, so this is what I got. This is what you got.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that.
And it's interesting because Holly, Cynthia Erivo's character, Holly Gibney, has already said that she knows she can't explain everything, and she accepts that, and she gets more and more to these mysteries, and it's like it's really cool to see her kind of delve into the supernatural. So I do kind of want to see when it finally hits the fan and when she has to bring all that information back to Ralph. This is what we're dealing with, man. I hope you can accept it because this is wild.
I think the coincidences are going to be what convinces Ralph, aka Ben Mendelsohn, to not necessarily to her side, but like these people who have these small 6 degrees of separation, so to speak, who keep coming in contact with each other, to disastrous effects on each other. I think that's very interesting. I am very involved in Glory's character and how she navigates dealing with the fallout of her husband accused of a horrific crime.
Yeah.
I'm really into seeing how again, you live in a small town. How do you deal with that? And we'll get into spoilers later, but to me, that's the best thing about this show. Not just focusing on the characters who are doing the investigating, but the characters who you normally that are forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
The people whose families on each side who are irrevocably changed by these events.
Yeah. You want to get into spoilers? Show's good. It's fun.
Show's good, watch it.
Yeah, show's good. Watch it. Like, it's just...
Show's good, watch it. Also, be prepared. Turn the lights on after this episode. I'm just being honest. I'm like, I don't watch a lot of horror stuff.
Well, you watch it, like, in the early morning or late night, right?
Yeah, I do. Because, I mean, I'm working. So
Yeah.
if I don't watch it before I come to work, early in the morning or late at night, I don't watch it.
Because I watched it this morning, like, around 11. So it's like daylight for me, so I felt safe.
Watch this thing at 12:56.
Nah.
I did. I watched this at 12:56.
No, sir.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah. In
Okay.
that case, I could see that, for sure.
I'll turn on lights.
Yeah.
So, spoilers.
Yeah.
Yo, this movie is insane. Screw that. This is some supernatural heavyweight blink. The end of this episode, holy...
What was the end?
Son,
Where she went to the tub?
No, where she just was like looking up and she had the conversation. When Holly had the conversation after she went to Rikers, talked to the woman who was accused of killing that little boy. And then she was like, I cannot say his name. And the whole time the whole show is showing you something is out there.
Yeah.
And you finally we have a name to it. So, because
Coco?
That's not just it. It was Black Annis. You saw Saturn devouring his son. El Coco was one of it. Grief Eater.
Yeah, that was a cool name.
So like so that's what I was telling you. It's not just, it's this, whatever this is not just snatching children. It's lingering. And and this is the quote that got me in this show that I was like, if I could say it, I would. Because I said this at home when I was watching, I was like, fudge.
But I didn't say fudge.
I didn't say fudge. If the child is its meal, the suffering of its family is its dessert.
Yeah, that was a cool line.
That is cool. What is wrong with you?
I mean, it was a cool line.
That's not cool, man.
Well, for one, it's all fake, so it's fine. But what I'm saying is,
okay, when you get snatched by this monster,
that was
I'm gonna be the one left to grieve.
That's sweet, Leroy. Man, Leroy's grieving.
When you get
snatched, I don't know.
I'll be like, let me get this PlayStation.
I respect that. I respect that.
Dude, like that was dark.
It was dark, but I just think that was a very well written line. That was cool. Not cool, but it was just a well.
Yeah.
Everything was great. I like that. Just some random Hispanic woman's like, oh, let me tell you what you're dealing with.
But the thing is, what I liked about it was, and we've talked about this before. We talked about it with The Witcher. These things are not new. They're fairy tales that are used to cover up real things we did not understand when they were told. And every culture, civilization has their own deities, spirits, and this is... And the woman was like, I know what that is. And she was like, you can't help that lady. she was like...
Go and get that up.
She's like, she gone. She good.
Let me try to protect you because you can't help her.
Because you go end up messing around.
Yeah.
And you go... And it's not going to come... It comes for children. It's going to come for you with a purpose. So I thought that was... Ooh.
I like that we learned more about the thing. So it's a grief beater. It beats on people's grieves. It lingers. We also learned more in terms of how it's able to shapeshift. It has to be through blood. Because we know the shapeshifter does become that woman to have sex with the hospital person. And even though they're having sex, she still cuts them. So even bodily fluids isn't enough. It's something about the blood, which is, always treated as very sacred and everything. So I thought that was interesting.
Whew, man. So that's why I said this episode is what I thought episode 3 was going to be. Where I didn't know where it was going, this show was very smart because it really threw that whole, what does this black guy got to do with these glasses? And the dude who tries to kill him, and it's like, what the, what the heck does this got to do with anything?
Mm-hmm.
And they really tied it together through the investigation that something, it wasn't the Maitlands per se, it just happened to cross paths with Terry Maitland.
Yeah.
And that's and to me,
that's kind of a scary thing,
that's
right?
it
can happen to you, it can happen to me.
And that was a scary thing. The sense of, here is, because both people were with family,
Mm-hmm.
totally, literally away from anywhere, and it still was able, and I don't even know if it realizes, or is it smart enough to realize, I'm picking a moment where you're not even around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you notice, it's picking, like when it does its deed, when it feeds,
Mm-hmm.
those people are gone. So do you, when it takes over, or it becomes who you are, does it know who you are and what you're planning? Because that is the really messed up thing. Mm-hmm. Because when the hospital worker, I'm trying to remember what his name is, but when he was with his mom, that's when he struck. Mm-hmm. When Terry Maitland was away on business, that's when it struck. Mm-hmm. When this woman was with her cousin, not nowhere around, that's when it struck. It strikes when you are not around, and then leaves enough evidence to convict you.
Yeah.
So that no one no one even thinks.
Yeah.
That you're innocent, even though there's evidence that you did not do this.
Yeah. We see the creature deal more with Jack now. Jack is apparently bringing this dude some snackable bites.
I don't want to say dude, whatever it is.
This creature some snackable bites, some gear, and a shelter to just hang out, do whatever.
I don't even know if it's a shelter. I just think it's tribute. I felt like that was tribute. You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
Remember back in the day we would read about like ancient civilizations making sacrifices to whatever, mm-hmm. so that they could be whatever this is could be satiated, mm-hmm. or satisfied. I wonder if that's what's going on. Like Jack is bringing because you saw the teaser for the next episode, him yelling in the woods, "What do you want?"
And we also saw Jack finally getting in on this investigation now, which is like we called it. Like mm-hmm. we'll see exactly how far Jack's able to do.
Because if you remember, he thought Terry Maitland scratched the strip club owner. And,
yes.
And he goes and it's like, hey, he scratched her wrist. So you see Ben Mendelsohn coming around a little bit, mm-hmm. like what's going on with this cut?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm wondering, is Ben Mendelsohn like, okay, you came in contact and not realizing Jack literally came in contact with whatever it is. And then Jack's like, oh, this is how we go steer this investigation over
mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah. I'm curious to see, they keep bringing in the Asian woman with her baby. And I don't know if that's going to play a big deal, but I think like whatever that baby shower, that party's going to be a big scene.
Please don't eat the baby.
I think the baby's going to be fine. But
I don't.
Interesting.
I keep going because I'll tell you why.
So like I don't think he's going to be after that but I think something's going to happen with that baby shower, that baby party. It seems like they keep kind of bringing her back in, so I feel like something could happen. I don't know what, but
I put it like this. I put nothing past HBO. I remember when Baby Yoda came out, and everybody's like, "Is Baby Yoda gonna be fine?" And they were like, "It's Disney. Baby Yoda's fine." If The Mandalorian was on HBO, Baby Yoda would have went in a wood chipper. And I was like, "That's true." What I mean, you think about it. HBO killed a pregnant lady at a wedding.
They did. They did.
I mean, HBO doesn't give a whatever.
Yeah,
HBO will kill off a whole continent if they could. So this is the same company that was about to make Confederate. So
I'm surprised they stopped.
No comment. I really, again with the dread, the conversation Holly had with Terry Maitland's dad, and I knew it was going to happen, but it still got me, and I rewound it several times. When he said, he fooled all of you.
He was different, yeah.
I knew it was coming, but I even know, and it was like, and then he just turned up the TV. I was like, oh, here we go with this again.
Yeah.
It just, I really enjoyed this episode.
Now, when he was saying, who was he saying fool? Was he saying the hospital person or Terry?
He's saying he fooled all of you. In other words, the
Right,
black
but-
guy. The black guy. Because
Okay.
he doesn't know Terry's dead.
He doesn't know yet?
I don't think so because none of the hospital staff knows Terry's dead.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's why I said he doesn't. This isn't Terry that she's invested. She's like, well, why are they here? Then she finds out about the child killing, the black guy, and that's why I was like, Terry Maitland was his charge. Those were his people.
Yeah.
And then Terry Maitland's like, he fooled all of y'all, basically saying that wasn't him, but y'all don't really want to hear that. I'm crazy. Let me watch TV.
Shout out to poor Holly getting shot with mace in the eyes. And then that woman's still like, you'll be fine, come on. Yes.
Pepper spray. Because trust
She
me,
was-
mace is totally different than pepper spray.
Okay, pepper sprayed. Yeah, that was wild.
In the Navy, somebody broke a bottle of pepper spray in our berthing compartment. Whoo! Let me tell you, right? It's bad, but ain't no mace.
Okay.
Yeah, pepper spray is the. Woo.
Yeah. But yeah, so pepper sprayed, and I like the fact that she's kind of friends with this woman now, or at least associates, to investigate more. Yeah, I'm enjoying the show overall for sure. I want to see more of a Gloria Maitland or Glory Maitland, whatever. I want to see more also of Ralph's wife too.
You are going to see more of her because we saw the teaser for the next episode where she's like, maybe you just didn't drop this investigation because you saw whatever the creature was in the house.
Yeah.
And what I think is very interesting is that people, and this is the beauty of this show, it looks real, it acts real, it has very real world implications where people aren't just, it's not like spooky supernatural to where it's not believable. It's believable, but no one wants to believe what they're seeing. The
Right.
little girl, the boy, remember the boy comes back and is like, I lied to you. I had to leave this van. And they're like, why? And he's
Because the man with the melted face.
And he's like, that's why.
Yeah.
And he's like, and you have to tell someone, but just like the woman at Rikers, she's like, hey, if I tell you this, they go lock me. They go put me in this. I can't tell you because I don't honestly understand what I am dealing with.
Right.
And that's the scariest thing, the fact that we live in a world of science, facts, investigation. Like this is the reality of the world we live in, and you take something very small, and then it's like, I don't know what I believe anymore because you come in contact with something you cannot understand or explain. And that's, I think, the beauty of this show. Whew, man. That, because like I said, those little moments where that lady was like, I never saw this man. And then you realize this man had a relationship with you.
Yeah.
And this thing, whatever it is, became you and then moved on. And then we saw it hanging outside, what was was it Peterson? The guy who hung himself? Just hanging out. And then we saw it at Gloria's house, talking to whew.
Yeah. Leroy's having a come to Jesus moment over here.
Man,
It's
y'all
just-
need to go to church.
Go to church.
Say.
I keep going back to that one comment when we were watching the thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, I'm saved.
I'm saved.
I'm saved. I'm not playing this game.
What
I'm
was
saved.
it? Hellblade?
I think it wasn't that one. It was the other one. The one where the thing was
The
like
Revenge.
gyrating.
Yeah,
Like
the-
the Forest of the Suns or something.
Yeah, but it's the sequel.
But it wasn't Hellblade. It was the other game, I thought.
What's the hell? What's
Sinuous Sacrifice.
Yeah, but what's the name of it?
Like Hellblade 2 or something.
Yes, that's Hellblade.
But I don't think I thought it was the other game, the one that we saw like Forest of the Suns.
That's the same game.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. Want to make a bet?
Hold on.
No. Wait. You want to make a bet? No. Don't look it up. You want to make a bet? Right?
Hellblade is the game where the VR, where they were dancing and stuff, or with the girl. It's a first-person action game, right?
No. Want to make a bet?
What's the name of the game?
Forest of the Sun. I keep
That's
telling you
not
that.
the name of the first game. That's the name of the sequel.
There's Hellblade, Sinuous Sacrifice, and then there's, I think it's Hellblade 2, Sinuous Saga. That's one series. Then there's another series called The Forest, and it has a sequel called like The Forest of the Sons or The Sons of the Forest. 2 different series.
But they're part of the same universe?
No!
Yes, they are. When we get off to this video, we go find out what he's talking about.
You want to make a
I'm
bet?
telling you, no, I'm not making
I'm
any
on a
bets.
lunch. I'm hungry. Let's make a bet.
Get out of my face, sir. Call Charlie Hunnam. See if he'll buy you some Zaxby's. Anyway, let us know what you guys think about the show. Like, comment, and subscribe right here.
For more of this foolishness.
For more of this, I don't even... The name of the game is Hellblade, man.
But it's not the same game.
It's the same. It's the sequel.
Yes.
This is the sequel to Hellblade.
You can find us here on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, WOTX.com. We out.
I'm about to put this up.
Look it up.